Good evening, everyone. My name is Mohit Kapil, and I'm Assistant Professor in the Department of Management Studies. So you all are welcome to Satyug Darshan Institute of Engineering and Technology lecture cum FDP series. You all are requested to please introduce yourself in the chat box.
A very good evening to one and all present here. I, Renu Mittal, on behalf of Satyug Darshan Institute of Engineering and Technology, extend a very hearty and warm welcome to our distinguished speaker, Mr. T.S. Vidyasagar, respected Sir Dr. M.N. Deshmukh, Principal STIT, respected Ma'am Dr. Sangeeta Trehan, Dean Academics STIT, eminent faculty members, research scholars, I welcome you all. Today, we are honored to have with us Professor Vidyasagar here, who would enlighten us with his knowledge and experience on financial engineering and personal investment planning awareness. Professor Vidyasagar is ZET's Team Master Trainer and Consultant of Ministry of MSME, Government of India. He is a financial education resource person with SABI and an assessor for NSTC Skill India project. He has conducted scores of workshops to spread financial literacy, ZDD awareness, and education about securities market over the past decade. So we are really eager to hear you, sir, and would surely enjoy the session. Now, I request Ma'am Sangeeta Trehan to formally welcome our eminent speaker, Professor Vidyasagar. Ma'am, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It's my great pleasure and honor to welcome one and all today. Welcome, Professor Vidyasagar, and welcome to all the participants who have joined us this evening. We also have amidst us the principal of the institute, Dr. Deshmukh, and all the faculty members and all the various professors and faculty members from all the institutes and research scholars, all the participants. We extend a very hearty welcome to all of you. Now, today's session, as you know, is on financial engineering and personal investment planning awareness. As you know, the number of financial and investment products and services in India has increased multifold in the past few decades. I remember when we were young, we had these good old fixed deposits with the banks and probably post office, you know, Kisan Vikas Patra or National Savings Scheme, you know, these were the primary instruments of safe investments which our parents used to follow. Now, from that era, we have PF, we have PPF, we have now quite popular mutual funds, which again come in several varieties, like equity-linked savings scheme or ELSS funds. We have corporate fixed deposits, we have capital gain bonds, all sorts of corporate bonds. Then we have very safe investments in terms of government securities. Then there are a large number of gold ETFs, which are available in the market now. Then there are sovereign gold bonds issued by RBI. We also have some infrastructure investment trusts. We have global equity indices also. And then there are futures in currencies as well. So as we know, each of these products or investment each of these products or investment options differs in terms of liquidity, risk, and returns. Each has a unique combination of these. On the other hand, people and other entities, they also engage with financial markets with different objectives: for speculation, for short-term gains, to make fast buck, for wealth maximization, or for parking funds for the long-term safety as well as growth. So one part of today's talk by the speaker would focus on personal investment planning decisions. I think that would be the mainstay of his talk. So as far as retail investors are concerned, each of us have a unique capacity to bear risk and our needs are also different. So what we need to do is project our financial needs over the long run, and then we need to build up a combination of assets as our portfolio to fulfill those needs in the best possible manner. So this requires a lot of patience and skill to pick up the best suited options from the huge list of financial products which are available to us today. Specifically in these constrained times of COVID-19, our cash flows and revenue streams have substantially shrunk. So it is all the more important that we are aware of how to manage our limited resources in the best possible manner in order to fulfill our financial and life objectives. So we have kept this talk by the eminent speaker. With these words, I hope that we would gain new insight and some useful tips through this session today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would invite Dr. M.M. Deshmukh to please inaugurate the session. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Trehan, for your brief introduction of the topic. I would like to welcome our able speaker, and we'll all be benefiting from his talk. I would like to just, though I am not an expert of this area, but I was thinking of what exactly this topic is and what I could make, and a few minutes I'll take. As far as personal investments are concerned, it's very clearly explained and will be explained. Madam gave a brief overview, and as far as financial engineering is concerned, that was the topic which is a question mark in my mind, and I would like to leave a food for thought. Actually, we as an individual usually forget and sort of are blind to what exactly is the larger plan by some planners who actually do the financial engineering. So the post-COVID scenario has given us a chance to start afresh, think afresh. Whatever had gone wrong, let us rectify. So I would like to put a few things in front, that there is a kind of financial engineering the world has faced since say about 200 years or so. And in the last 70 odd years, it has been a very rigorously done engineering, and has resulted into a huge inequitable distribution of wealth. And this has an important, if we are, it has an important, food for thought for every one of us. If we are concerned about the humanity at large, because what to talk about the third world, even if you check the American scenario, I was just attending one international webinar, and this data I've got from there, that 75% of the wealth is only with the 10% of the Americans. And a huge number of the American citizen has hardly $500 in their account. What has resulted into all this? This is to be thought. And in the world level, the scenario, if you join the entire human population, the percentage further deteriorates. It is hardly 1% of the people having 80% of the wealth of the entire mankind. So this kind of engineering, there has been a planned, I would rather be more radical in using the word evil engineering which has been done. And that's how we have reached this state. And the fallout will be even worse if we don't rectify it right now. With that, I will not be taking more of your time, but it is one of my topics which though not my expertise, but I do read about this. So I would leave this for the able speaker to be there and let the audience also think over it. Thanks a lot and welcome to the able speaker, and wish all of you a very informative session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. And before we move ahead, I would like to request all the participants to please mute the mics so that we can have uninterrupted flow of the lecture and we can enjoy the session. Now I would like to invite Professor Vidyasagar to please start with the session. Sir, please.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Renu, madam.
Yes.
Good evening to all. Thank you for the opportunity given by Satyug Darshan Institute of Technology and Engineering. And thank you for the nice words by Dr. Sangeeta and Principal Sir. Basically, Dr. Sangeeta has informed about the various financial products available for investment purpose. And Dr. Deshmukh has raised a very important point on social well-being in terms of haves and have-nots. So how it has resulted, we will go a little deep into that. Now, technology has given us that platform to get associated even in a lockdown period. About 10 years back, I had the opportunity of giving a lecture for one-day lecture on behalf of Symbiosis University, Pune at Mysore Wipro campus. They had a video conferencing facility with Chennai and Hyderabad. And during that time, I never thought that I will be able to handle the whole technology on myself under Zoom platform. That's a great achievement in terms of technology for in the last 10 years or 20 years. The second important thing is a subject like this is needed for everyone, whether he is an engineering graduate or a science graduate or a doctor. My daughter is a medical specialist, gynecologist in UK, and always she comes back to me and asking about investment plan, things like that, because she had not been exposed to that kind of platform. Therefore, I request every one of you, these 90 minutes are going to be very, very important for the life, not only for the current, present life, but future life also. What I suggest, please make all your points or questions and the chat back, so that in case if I am unable to answer at the end of the session, we will send you by email. So please mention along with your question the email IDs also. I request all of you. With those few words, let me start the session. So for this important session, friends, we have kept our objective very simple. How to become rich on our own. Very interesting, isn't it? A lot of people we have interacted in terms of investor awareness program in the last 10 years, and we have raised this point time and again, and people have said so many things about it. One person said, no, I don't want to earn anything because my father is rich, I will own his properties. Other gentleman said, I will marry a rich girl so that I will inherit the properties there. So all sorts of replies came. But the mute point is how to become rich or not. So the basic concept is, even if you are born poor, it is not your crime. But dying poor is your crime or your mistake. That means even if you are not born in a rich family, you should retire or die as a rich person. There is no sin about it. Please understand. Becoming rich is not sin, because becoming rich makes the society good. That is what the principles of was telling. That every individual should know how to become self-sufficient. आत्मनिर्भर कैसा करना है, उसके लिए society क्या करना है, and this is one of the point which Government of India is embarking upon, to teach people how to invest money wisely. Second objective is how to retire financially rich and happy. Nobody should depend on anybody else when you are retiring. That means when you retire, you should retire financially sound and happy. A third is how to fulfill the citizen social responsibility that has been embarked upon by Government of India in terms of Atma Nirbhar. ये ऐसा चीज है that everybody, if understand these objectives right at the beginning of earning, they will end up happily with the retired life. They will be self-sufficient, and that is the objective of this program. Now you see what we are going to cover in the next 90 minutes is risk management. What is risk? How we are going to take care of the risk. Second, what are the portfolio construction and analysis skills? That means what Dr. Sangeeta Madam said, what are the investment products available, how we are going to analyze them, how to develop investment planning skills in those areas. Third, we have enough database now available, plenty, that we are going to see how we are going to use them for our investment decisions. Fourth, how to optimize the portfolio. We have various portfolios for investment. We start with gold, real estate, then plenty of financial products are available in terms of share market, mutual funds, insurance product, debts, bonds, so many. The last one, what we are going to see is how our personal investment planning can be channelized. So these are the points we are going to cover in the next 90 minutes. Now you see, what is the biggest risk that you have? The risk of not investing. Warren Buffett said that you should have 2 earnings to become rich. And people have started asking me, sir, we have only 1 employment, 1 paycheck every month, we don't have second income. Then suggested that you should be able to save money right from the first month, so that over a period of time that savings will generate second income for you. And that has become very correct in my family life 30 years back. I started investing right at the age of 21 and a half, the moment I joined a multinational job. And I invested in share market, and I retired very rich. Retired rich, retired happily. Now, you see, the investment opportunities are there plenty now. How you are going to invest is in your hands. That means the risk of not investing is a point that you should make. That means whichever possible ways you should analyze and invest the money properly, wisely and smartly. See, risk, there are 3 aspects: financial, psychological, and our need based. Now, capacity. See, risk tolerance, risk requirement, risk capacity. All 3 things are there. How much risk you would prefer to take? Psychological. That means people are worried whether should I construct a house or not. They asked 100 people, what are the problems by investing in a house? What are the problems in not investing in a house? So psychologically they are worried how they are going to take the risk. Now, how much to take risk? My salary is 50,000 rupees per month. How much EMI I should be able to pay? So these kind of risk, financial risk, people hesitate to take. And then the next one is how much you can take care of from your available funds. Now you see the risk tolerance based on ability and willingness. There are people who are willing to take large risk because they know pretty well that returns are good. Until unless you take risk, your returns will not be good. And the ability based on your asset base, your liquidity needs and time horizon. The willingness is personality based on how you have conceptualized your money matters, what is your experience with investing, and how your knowledge sphere in terms of various financial products. A variety of tactics exist to ascertain risk. All these statistical measures of this person are called financial engineering, and they have been worked out in the last 6 years. But there was a very big risk. In terms of risk taking, the 2008 subprime crisis has changed the whole profile, whole picture. Look, if there is a beta risk, that means you are measuring the volatility and systematic risk involved in the investment. When you are taking alpha risk, that means you are really measuring the return on your investments. So these are the words which come in repeatedly in the parlance of our engineering, financial engineering. But ultimately, you see a formula which gives you a very clear direction that the alpha of portfolio which you select depends on your making yourself comfortable. If the portfolio you have selected gives you more than 0, the portfolio has performed well. Let me take an example. I purchased Karnataka Bank shares. Now bank shares are there, index is there. That index is called benchmark. And when I measure the Karnataka Bank growth on a daily basis, I arrive at a very simple formula of AP is equal to ARP minus ARP. That means the moment you understand a return for Karnataka Bank and compare it with the benchmark, that is bank index, you get a more than 0, you are happy. Your investments are in the right direction. So this is how you calculate your alpha risk. Very simple concept. Risks are everywhere. You can't avoid risk. If you want to earn money, you have to take risk. And risk in terms of various investment tools, methods of analysis, you can analyze on your own and come out with a solution on your own. These concepts work very well with banks, management firms, insurance companies, hedge funds. All these, they use this analysis, that is the techniques of mathematical analysis, to come out with a financial solution. The derivative trading started well with the financial engineering, and the options and trade business started with derivative financial engineering. It has revolutionized the whole world until 2008, the subprime crisis. Now, friends, are you aware about subprime crisis? How it impacted the world market? Please see the next slide. You will get the idea about it. The insurance companies, hedge funds, and banks, they are worried about the future financial status, that is statistics. Now, when you come to the option trading or when you come to derivative trading, you will see these are highly speculative. Until unless you are very comfortable with financial products, you will not be able to invest in derivatives on options. Now, That was the bad risk management with US. During 2008, they found out that subprime mortgage. What is subprime mortgage? Very simple. Subprime means it is not prime funds invested in various development projects. Like supposing Government of India gives you money for MSME, micro, small, medium enterprises. They are taking calculated risk because it's a very important segment of the society. It is a very important segment of the economy. MSME contributes 98% of the production. Therefore, whatever government decides to pay for the mortgages for the MSME sector is a prime sector, whereas subprime means the people who want to buy a house, the people want to buy a car, and this kind of investments are subprime mortgages. And that was developed largely, hugely in US before 2008. And it was enabled by credit default swaps. And this CDS securities were heavily invested by bank as well as private people. And when it was found out that CDS is not worth the paper cost, then the whole economy collapsed. So this is in simple the subprime crisis which happened in 2008. If you have any questions, you just mention it in the chat box. I'll be able to send you a very clear mail on this subprime crisis. It's an important topic. Now, all of you have gone through today's Times of India. There is a very clear message by Tech Mahindra CEO. He has mentioned that Corona effect on economy is worse than what happened in 2008. So keep that in mind. I'm going to show you a slide after a few minutes. There you can correlate with that. That means the CEO of Tech Mahindra has analyzed what has happened in 2008 and what is going to happen in post-corona period. So watch out. There is going to be a very big risk, more than the risk of subprime mortgage coming up or getting opened up. Now, when the right investment option comes, people think in terms of safety, liquidity, and returns. Now, all of you are faculty, so you will be familiar with what we are referring. In simple terms, liquidity means the moment you are able to make it useful. Suppose you have gold, you can encash it immediately within a minute or within 10 minutes. That is called liquidity. Whereas when you are investing in real estate, you will not be able to do that so fast. It takes at least 6 months. And in terms of share market, you will be able to get the liquidity within 2 days. That is T plus 2 days. Trading plus 2 days, you will get your money in your bank. So liquidity is fairly good with share market. When it comes to safety, all of us know that gold is not safe. Real estate is not safe. Whereas share market or mutual funds or whatever financial product, they're quite safe. And returns. Now that we are going to show it to you, how the return should be based on your calculated risk. We have a couple of charts to show you how the returns are being calculated. Sensex, gold prices, as well as the various other parameters have been worked out, and it's all available on your laptop. That means through Google search, you'll be able to find out what are the returns for each of these investments. Now, I have developed my own model in this investment option. I have put there Atmanirbhar. Are you able to see that? Now, friends, you have in mind, what is that? What is that national social responsibility? What is that citizen social responsibility that we are going to talk under Atmanirbhar? See, a concept, Atmanirbhar is a good concept that everybody should be self-sufficient. Now, it gives a connectivity with the social responsibility. What is that social responsibility? I will tell you with 2 examples. A couple of weeks back, I met with one of my colleagues who retired as a chemistry professor. And he retired and went back to his village where he had about 40 acres of land. and he had a lot of money in terms of gratuity and pension fund, things like that. And he was casually telling, Professor Vidyasagar, you are conducting a lot of programs like this. Can you suggest me, should I invest in mutual fund or should I invest in share market? I asked him very specifically, the moment you retired, where you invested? He said, since I had a very good image in my village and a lot of people were asking me some kind of job, so I purchased 5 acres land and gave it for lease. And all the young guys are very good guys. They know me from the childhood, so they respect me also. So I have given that. I said, you have done an excellent job. And that's exactly Atmanirbhar. That is what social responsibility you have taken. Now, future, don't think about share market or mutual fund or any bond or any kind of investment. Buy another 5 acres land if you have money and put it for the cultivation. He was happy with the answer. He was saying, people are there, money is there, but then land is not available. Since you are a well-known person there, nobody will hesitate to sell it for you. Please go ahead. Second case example was that I'm regular in conducting a program of counseling for retired Southern Railway employees. It involves about 2 hours or 3 hours discussion. When the employees get retired, they will get a lump sum amount, 15 lakhs, and plus they are going to get pension. So the group involved is from station master to guard. That means the educated and uneducated both. It so happened, I was checking with some people where you want to invest your 15 lakh rupees. People said, we want to use it for my daughter marriage or my son education. All these things came up. There was one young gentleman. He was saying, sir, I'm going to invest in poultry farming. I became curious. I said, what is that poultry farming you are planning? There are 100 people watching him saying, and he was telling, no, sir, knowing well that I'm going to retire now. 2 years back, I started with 10 chicken. With 10 birds in my outhouse, I started the poultry farming in a very small way. My investment only of 100 rupees or 200 rupees. And that time I could afford only that, but my land was free. So he invested for 10 birds, and over a period of time, we developed to 1,000 birds, and he employed about 6 people to take care of this. Now he says, all the 15 lakhs rupees I'm going to put it in poultry farming because I know the act of poultry farming. I know in and out of poultry farming. I am getting good money. Besides money, I am also satisfying 10 to 20 people in terms of employment and the livelihood. I gave a big applause to him. He said, you are taking care of the social responsibility out of your retirement fund. Excellent, keep it up. So this is what is needed in terms of this Atmanirbhar. Before investing, friends, please look whether can you involve this money, whatever money you have got, for a good social cause. That will give you a big lead. Now, the skills are there for portfolio management. Dean Madam was talking about bonds, real estate, the stocks, and various financial products. Now, look at that traditional portfolio analysis. Let me explain to you in a family way. My mother had 8 children, 4 boys and 4 girls. Look at the traditional portfolio analysis of my mother. My mother is not educated, 5th standard educated. She doesn't know much about all this investment planning. The moment I started earning, the moment I joined the job, she said, I'm happy you have joined the job. Now all the girls we have got, all the sisters, they are elder to you, they got married. We have struggled enough. Now you should prepare for yourself. What is that you are asking me? Start saving and start investing in gold so that you will go with a good married life. I really wondered how she is able to give that concept to me, the traditional analysis of how gold is going to help me. I followed her advice. I invested money in gold those days, and I was very happy about it. After 5 years, my father was watching me, but my father is a college educated matriculate and he was working for a private firm. And he had entire knowledge about share investment because in 1970s he purchased first share out of his saving from ICI UK company through the distributor. Those days SEBI was not there, all these kind of things were not there, regulations, nothing was there. Entire world, nothing was there. Share market just started in 1970. During that time, my father had purchased the first share in ICI, a chemical company. So he was telling me, son, in the last 3-4 generations, we have been living only in rented house. You have started earning handsomely. Please invest in a house so that we will move to our own house. Yes, I took his advice. I started construction, and unfortunately, he could not occupy the house. He passed away. Now, the traditional portfolio analysis, you see how it comes in a family way and how it guides you. And when it comes to today's portfolio analysis, you have to see there are only 3 investment platforms available: gold, real estate, and financial product. Only HNI, high net individuals, will be investing in artwork, things like that, that we are not going to touch upon. Whereas when you see gold performance, when you see real estate performance, when you see financial product performance, then you take a decision about how to analyze portfolio wise and take proper guidance. Look at that, risks are everywhere, whether it is post office FD or bank FD or PPF, liquid mutual fund or equity linked schemes or mutual funds, stock, whatever you call, there are risks. That you should be able to analyze and take a calculated risk. Are you able to see the chart, friends? Now, a small question to all of you. You are looking for a super safe place to invest your emergency saving. What is the best investment option? Can anybody put it in chat box, the answer? Or you can unmute yourself and tell us. Yeah, it is obviously bank FD because it's very clearly mentioned. They want a super safe place to invest your emergency savings. I will give you a live example what happened. When I was conducting one of these seminar in a group, middle income group, a person around 60 years came to me, sir, my son is employed in Middle East and he has sent 6 lakh rupees to conduct my daughter's marriage. Now the money is with me, how to invest? Very, very pointed question. I said, when are you planning your marriage? Not yet finalized, sir. I have to see a bridegroom and then I need the money the moment I finalize the arrangements. Then I said, how much gold you are planning? He said, I'm planning for a 20 sovereign, that is 160 grams. So I said, invest in gold. And remaining amount, put it in fixed deposit because no other investment will give you money as and when you need it. Therefore, these kind of options are available as per your goal or as per your requirement. Please keep that in mind. Now, there is a small case study, friends. Study both the slides, first and second slide. And I'm going to ask you one single word answer for this case study. Anil saved rupees at the age of 25 years till 35 years. He did not withdraw till 60. He started saving from 25 years. Sunil started saving at 35 years, but continued till 60. Both saved 50,000 per year and earned 10% on investment. Now, the question asked is how much they would have accumulated and what is the reason behind this difference. Anil made himself rich with 84 lakhs and Sunil could compete with only 46 lakhs. Why the difference, friends? All of you are good analysts, so you'll be able to tell us. One word, you can put it in chat box if you want. Now, friends, if you have decided, the answer is there on the top, procrastination. What is procrastination? Postponement. Anil did not postpone his decision. He started saving from the age of 25 years. But in the case of Sunil, he procrastinated or postponed his savings to 35 years. And that is the reason at the age of 60, he is with only 46 lakhs. So this makes a huge difference, friends, in terms of your portfolio analysis. Now, how do you collect such data which guides you how to make your investment options? Let us see some charts. The first mantra, what Warren Buffett says is, the sooner you start investing, the richer you are. He's a shining example for that. All of us know about it. Now you see Amar, Akbar, Anthony, how they invested, what is the rate of return, what is that period of investment and final value. Look at that. Huge difference. Cost of delay among the Amar, Akbar, Anthony, the cost of delay for 5 years, it comes to more than 10 lakhs. So that's a kind of money or cost involved in postponing your investment. Please start investing right from the beginning. I'm a good example for that. I started investing in gold, real estate and share market when I was at the age of 22 or 23. So I very happy retired life. Now look at that. Returns of investment of 2, 5, 10 lakhs for a period of 1 year at 5% return, 6% return and 7% return. You can see the chart beautifully arrived at what is the amount, what is the profit you're going to make. And what is the guiding principle, friends? Yes, compounding. Compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. Please keep it in mind. Compounding interest, which you are teaching to your students, is one of the eighth wonder of the world. That means if you are guiding the people to invest in compounding interest fashion, they will retire rich. They will become rich. And this is what we call it as how to become richer on your own. We have analyzed the Sensex from 96 to 2020 June 3rd. You see, 2008, there was a 50% drop when the subprime crisis was there. Can you notice that? From 20,286 to 9,647 was the Sensex index immediately after subprime crisis. Now, how it has recovered? Now, what is that happening in June after the corona effect? From 41,000 before corona effect, it has come down to 34,000. There, the loss was 50%, and now the loss is about 18%. Can you find out? Now, friends, that is what I correlate with that statement which I made about 15 minutes back. That Tech Mahindra CEO today mentions in Times of India, stating that the post-corona effect will be much larger compared to 2008 subprime crisis. Keep that in mind. That means you should become more conscious, more cautious in investing in various products available in the marketplace. This chart was prepared about a couple of years back when I started with SEBI programs. It is a 35 years analysis of how share market index behave, how gold behave, what are the inflation, what is the PPF performance, and what is the insurance returns. All this we have compared only to show you that these data are available. It is available in your laptop, on your fingertips. Please don't worry. Don't go and search for everything available on your table. Analyze for 5 years, if not for 35 years. Analyze for 5 years. You get a very good guidance about how to invest your money efficiently. Now, latest slide on gold reserve guides you. Why should I invest in gold? What is going to happen to gold market? Or how you can invest in ETF, gold ETF. All this can be taken care of by collecting these data sets available on simple Google search or from the financial market. Now, it's a very interesting one. 10 days back, I attended one of these webinar by a person who was close to Anil Ambani and Mukesh Ambani. He was telling me that Mukesh Ambani was always insisting on equity. He was always saying that I will go with equity base rather than debt base. Whereas Anil Ambani was bent upon to go for debt base. And that is the reason 65% of his investment was based on debt. And whereas Mukesh, the investment was on equity base. And therefore, you know what happened to Anil Ambani and what happened to Mukesh. Anil Ambani lost entire his empire, whereas our Mukesh Ambani is going great gun. The difference is your decision whether to go for a debt market or whether to go for an equity market. That means in investment also you can decide where to put your money. Right. The next important aspect to analyze is in the lockdown period itself, the Jio platform is able to acquire 92,000 crores. Is it not fascinating? Is it not wonderful? Nobody could do it in the whole world, but Mukesh Ambani could do it because he has worked out the Jio platform so well. That means he is going to cover 65 lakh of grocery retailers to bring them into their fold. That means Jio platform is working out with a strategy to bring all the 65 lakh grocery shoppers in the whole country into their platform. Idea, innovative idea is going to perform very well, and see the kind of investment coming up. April 22nd, Facebook invested 43,574 crores, and May 3rd, Silver Lake 10,203 crore, and May 8th, Vista 11,367 crore, May 17th, General Atlantic 6,598 crore, May 22nd, KKR invested 11,367 crore, and June 5, just 4 days back, Mubadala of Abu Dhabi invested 9,094 crore. Isn't it fascinating, friends? This is what is analysis. This is what you should be able to collect information. You can collect it from the marketplace. All these are available in Economic Times of India or on the financial TV market websites. Now this guides you where to invest money. You don't have to do big financial engineering, or you don't have to do machine learning, all those aspects, because you are going to have a personal investment. And these are sufficient data which you can collect and put it in good use. Look at that. Asset classes you select first, whether you are going to use gold platform or real estate, or there are people who make a lot of money in real estate, and people like some of the known engineers, my close friends, they invested in gold and they made themselves very rich. Let me tell you, one of my high school classmates became a construction engineer. He made a number of projects. He made a huge amount of money, and all his investment was in gold. Casually, one day in one of the functions we met, and he was telling me, "You are a guy who never helps me." I said, "What is that?" He said, "You have never guided me in share market. You have made a lot of money out of share market, but you have not guided me." I said, "My dear friend, where you have invested?" I said, "I all invested in gold." And all of you now know who is richer, he or me. Today's gold prices and today's share market, how it is behaving, all of you know. Therefore, you can analyze and come out with the asset classes where you are going to invest. And within the asset class, which one you are going to invest. Suppose you want to invest in share market, whether you are going to invest in industrial class or bank class or energy class or chemical class, whatever you can decide based on your own analysis. Now, MX is essential. Ultimately, if you are planning for an investment platform, there should be a good asset allocation balance between gold, real estate, and financial product. It can be financial product, could be share market or mutual fund or bond market or debt market. But one thing, please remember, friends, don't invest if you don't understand the concept. If you are not familiar with share market, please don't invest. If you are not comfortable with mutual fund, don't invest. If you decide, if you are a young person, if you want to learn out, within 6 months, I assure you, you can learn share market, mutual fund, or bond market, including derivatives. If you learn, if you have the capacity to learn, you'll be able to invest in those asset classes. We are not saying no to you, but unless you are familiar with that, please don't invest. Now you see, those who are taking aggressive lead, they'll be investing almost 75%. In fact, we conduct a small session in our regular, before this lockdown, we group them into 2-3 classes. One class is given various inputs, how much they are going to invest in gold, real estate, and mutual, the financial product. All the 3 groups will have a discussion among themselves and come out with a percentage. And this is exactly what we are referring here. 75%, 15%, and 10%. Depends on your aggressiveness or your conservativeness. If you are conservative, you will not be investing in equity market. But if you are aggressive, you can invest. And those aggressive people will make money. We go with a small chart called SMART. How to become financially smart, we mentioned to them that the S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A is part for SMART, the achievable. A stands for achievable, R stands for reliable, realistic, and T stands for time bound. That means you want to become financially smart, you have to follow these 5. Specific investment, that means portfolio selection. Measurable, how much you can earn out of that. Whether 10%, 12%, 15%, that you can measure. Is it achievable? Yes or no. You have to decide yourself. Is it realistic? Or what is world market, how it is behaving, whether I will be able to make 15%, whether I will be able to make 12%. And time bound, that means every 6 months you have to change your plan. And this is how you become a financially smart person, friends. And based on that, you can invest, you can decide your portfolio investment. The successful investing involves start early. That means you start investing as early as possible. Invest regularly and invest for long term. at the beginning of your career, if you start investing, think about long-term investment so that you will be happy with that. Let me give you a live example from my life. 1978, I purchased Tata Tea share, 100 shares at the rate of 10 rupees. I had a liquid cash, 1000 rupees. I paid to a bank and purchased 100 shares. And I was in a very hectic job with a multinational company. So I put it in my briefcase, this share, those days physical shares only, no demat or dematerialization. So I kept it in my briefcase. Over a period of time, about 25 years, the 100 shares grew into 575 shares. And the value of the share from 10 rupees, it went up to 975 rupees. The moment I sold it for my daughter's marriage, I could get 7 lakh rupees. I comfortably conducted my daughter's marriage. And that is how the long-term investment helps you to carry out your responsibilities. Everything available, friends. Everything, statistics, whatever you want. You don't have to go and ask anyone. No broker, no agent, nothing. Everything available on search with internet. Have a essentially rational predisposition so that you have a lean process. If you follow your own path, you get a support from that path that you are going to get help from this analytical thinking. And you don't have to become a financial analyst, but yes, you have to be comfortable with numbers. If you are comfortable with numbers, you can become almost a financial analyst, and you can move with the right investment planning. All your performances are based on time bound. So you should be changing your portfolio once in 6 months or once in a year. Real estate may not be going to be the same. Remember, 2011 to 2019, the gold price was stuck with 2,700 rupees per gram of ornament gold. That is 22 carat. If you analyze, you'll get the data. 2011 to 2019, June, absolutely there was no growth or negative growth for gold investment. Please analyze the record. Somebody in the family, if they have purchased, they will tell you about it. But the whole scenario changed in the last 1 year. Have you noticed? Whatever losses were there for 9, 10 years have been taken care of by the gold investment. So this is how you have to know that it is a time-bound investment. Your investment planning should be time-bound, and you should know your limitations, that which one gives you profit now may not give you profit later on. Now, most of you know about rule of 72 because you are faculty, you are teaching in the colleges. So rule 72 is very simple to understand, friends. You can find out the Ponzi scheme, what is called as Ponzi scheme, by way of using the rule of 72. It's very simple. 72 divided by, somebody comes and tells you, I am going to double your money in 2-year time. So 72 divided by 2, it gives you 36. That means he is going to give you 36% of interest. Now, you as a financial person or a knowledgeable person, you should know that fixed deposit giving not more than 8%, even if he is a senior citizen. Private companies are giving 10 to 12%, and mutual funds are assuring you 12%. And share market, if at all you are a very smart player, you can get around 15%, and there is no chance of earning more than 15% at any cost. That is reality. Now, friends, if that reality is in your mind, if somebody offers you 36%, you know that it is not possible. He cannot give you 36% of interest at the 2-year doubling of the money. Similarly, if somebody says, give me money, I'm going to give you 24% interest. Use the rule of 72. 72 divided by 24, you get 3 years. That means he is going to double your money in 3 years' time, which is also not possible. Now, friends, all of you are aware that funds are available very less, with a very less interest rate throughout the world. Let me tell you one real instance which happened about 10 years back when I was a vice president marketing with a multinational company. I was sharing my room with another gentleman who is a general manager of finance with company secretaryship. And we got an order for 62 crores export order. The moment we got the order in the morning, afternoon, there was a call from ICICI Bank saying that we will give you the 62 crores at the rate of 7% interest per annum. All this was told by my colleague to me, and we were sharing the room, so we had a very free discussion. Next day morning, another bank people came and said, no, we will give you at the rate of 6%. The next day evening, there was a Pune-based US company offered us the loan of 62 crores at 4%. And friends, you should realize that funds are available internationally even for 3% per annum interest rate. So when that is the reality, offering more than 15%, it is impossible or not practically viable. Therefore, you should be able to analyze rule of 72 and calculate mentally that is it possible to invest there or not. Everybody knows that returns are very important. Now, you see the returns, what we have calculated for 9% interest when 1 lakh is invested. So with 9% interest, 72 divided by 9, you get 8 years. Similarly, the right side, you see 72 divided by 12, it gives you 6 years. So that means if you are earning 12% interest, you will get your money doubled in 6 years. Today, the money market, the banks are giving less than 9% or less than even 7%. So you calculate, you will see that doubling of money is possible only maybe 9 years or 10 years only. And therefore, you should be very cautious in investing in such Ponzi schemes. Look at that, 3% improvement really doubles your returns, or 3% decrease returns makes you one poorer. So if you want to become rich, invest in a portfolio where you are getting more returns. How are we losing our hard-earned money by tax, inflation? Everybody knows about it. I am not going to go into details. Only thing, the last one, confusing schemes. Sometime back, I was telling you that if you don't understand the product, mutual fund or insurance or whatever it is there, please don't buy. Don't invest your money. Because unless you understand the concept or the background of that product, you please don't invest, because there are brokers, agents who are pushing the product. One of my uncle sold 2 houses and invested in mutual fund through a broker. Unfortunately, he lost now heavily. These are the kind of real examples which are there. Now you see, by tax implication, we lose our interest. People, 95% of Indian population invest in bank deposit. Unfortunately, all of you know about it. 95%. The good aspect is Indians have a good saving mentality. Hats off to them. But the bad thing is 95% of this hard-earned money, they put it in fixed deposit with 7.7 or less than that. And you see the calculation. What is the real return is 1.2% with inflation at 5%. And with 1.25%, friends, you cannot think of becoming rich while you are retiring. As I told you some time back, at least you should earn 10%. And if you are a smart person, you'll be able to earn 15% through various portfolios. If you can earn 15%, I assure you, you are going to retire rich. You are going to be very comfortable retired life. I assure you that. But in case if you have a return like bank deposit of 1.2%, you can never think of becoming rich. You will not have a comfortable retired life. A great deal of time, energy, brain power, all resources are created by Dalal Street. plenty of database available. Data sets are available on the last screen, offered to you by various companies, mutual fund, share market companies, brokers, insurance companies. They are all great guidance. They give you a lot of information and data. And only with internet is this kind of research you can use it for your benefit. And that is what we expect you to do that. Good luck using all this comfortable database available with all these things. Now, we are going to have a quiz. All friends, for 10 minutes we are going to use it for before we complete this session. We are going to have 18 questions, and please have a paper and pen. I'm going to tell you the answer. You evaluate yourself and find out how comfortable your investment analysis base is there. That means what is that knowledge you have? What is that knowledge you should acquire? Are you ready, friends? Have a paper and pen and just read the question and choose 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever it is there. I will tell you the answer immediately so that you get a scoring at the end of the session. And the scoring will help you to upgrade yourself in terms of financial planning process. Okay? Are you ready? Yes. The first question, if you buy a company stock, the option is 1, you own a part of the company. 2, you have lent money to the company. 3, you are liable for the company's debts. 4, company will return your original investment to you with interest. And 5, don't know, not sure. Mark one of these 5 points, and the answer is you own a part of the company. 1. Right answer is 1, you own the part of the company. So the next quiz. If you buy a company's bond, 1, you own a part of the company. 2, you have lent money to the company. 3, you are liable for the company's debts. 4, you can vote on shareholders' resolution. 5, don't know, not sure. Please mark your answer. And the right answer is number 2, you have lent money to the company. Friends, have you all marked? We will proceed with other questions like this. We will quickly finish it off so that we have time for our question answer session. Third question. A no load mutual fund is one that 1 carries no fees, 2 carries no sales charges, 3 does not contain high risk securities, 4 has no limits on the period of time in which it can be bought or sold, 5 don't know, not sure. Please mark your answer, and the right answer is number 2, carries no sales charges. I'm moving to the fourth question. In general, investments that are riskier than provide higher returns over time than investment with less risk. True, false, don't know, not sure. Please mark. The right answer is true. Number 1. 5. If a company files for bankruptcy, which of the following securities is most at risk becoming virtually worthless? Number 1, the company's preferred stock. Number 2, the company's common stock. Number 3, the company's bonds. Number 4, don't know, not sure. Please mark. The right answer is number 2, the company's common stock. Right? Number 6, you invest rupees 5,000 to buy rupees 10,000 worth stock on market. The value of stock drops by 50%. You want to sell it. Approximately how much your original rupees 5,000 investment are you left with the end? 4 choices are there. Rupees 5,000, rupees 2,500, rupees 0, and don't know, not sure. You have marked the answer, so I am going to tell you the answer. Right answer is number 3, rupees 0. Question number 7. Which is the best definition of shelling short? Shelling shares of a stock shortly after buying. Selling shares of a stock before it has reached the peak. Selling shares of a stock at a loss. Selling borrowed shares of a stock. Number 5, don't know, not sure. Think about it, few seconds. Don't worry whether you are going to get right or wrong, because it's only a learning session. So with this kind of quiz, you will be able to analyze whether you are fit enough to do further investment planning in your own way. This is how you develop your skills, friends. Okay, now the right answer is number 4, selling borrowed shares of the stock. Okay. Question number 8, hedge funds are always subject to the same rules and regulations as mutual funds. All of you know about what is hedge fund, what is mutual fund. Now, the first answer is true, false, and don't know, not sure. The right answer, friends, is 2, false. They are totally different. Mutual funds, rules, regulations are different. Hedge funds, rules and regulations are different. Everything available on SEBI website. You can find out. Number 9, blue chips stocks are the stocks of those companies which give high dividends. Stocks of nationally recognized, well-established and financially sound companies. Stocks which are growing at a very fast rate compared to its competitors and industry, and stock which are undervalued and trading below their intrinsic value. I'm giving you a few seconds more because sentences are long. You should be able to analyze. So I'm giving few more seconds. Don't worry. Don't worry about right or wrong. It is a learning session. I assure you, nobody will come to know about your score. So if you are 100%, you can pat yourself on the back. If you are 0, don't worry. It's a beginning of the story. You can learn a lot of things because you are all highly intelligent people, and you'll be able to overcome these learning problems. Now, the right answer is number 2, stocks of nationally recognized, well-established and financially sound companies. Is that clear? Question number 10, an economic value that a company controls with an expectation that it will provide future benefit is called number 1, liabilities, number 2, asset, number 3, book value, number 4, patents. Very simple question. The answer is number 2, asset. Okay. 11, question number 11, when is officially a bull market in stock market? There is no official definition, number 1. Number 2, when the analysts, pundits of the major news channels announce so. Number 3, when a major market index hits a record new. Number 4, when a broad market index records 20% gain from its previous low. Again, a lengthy question, so you can take few more seconds and find out. The right answer is point number 4, when a broad market index records 20% gain from its previous low. Friends, are you marking, all of you? It's a good, important session because it gives you a clear idea how to analyze and how to move forward. Number 12, what is the ex-dividend date of a stock? The date before which you must own the stock to be entitled to the dividend. Number 2, the date the dividend is paid to the shareholders. Number 3, the date the dividend is announced by the company. Friends, all these questions you can answer beautifully well if you invest in one share. Just buy one share, one company share. You will learn all these things by heart. So the message is very simple. To become rich, you should be able to involve yourself. Like if you want to earn 1 crore out of a lottery, at least you should buy one ticket. Otherwise, you will not be eligible, isn't it? Similarly, I suggest you, if you want to learn quickly share market or mutual fund, buy one entity and see its progress. One of my colleague who was working with my same department in the management colleges, economic professor, very good in gold and diamond. In fact, I have seen people are investing in gold. but that gentleman is expert in diamond investment. One day he asked me, I've never invested in share market. How can I start? I said, you are a very rich person. You are doing so much of things. Can you take a risk? I said, yes. Take my 100 shares of Tata Tea. And he purchased on the day value. And he started looking every day. His routine became 8:30 to 9 puja, 9 to 9:15 share market analysis. He started looking at it, and within 6 months, believe me or not, friends, he has built his own empire in share market. So this is how you can develop. So with one share, you'll be able to learn a lot of things. Number 12, what is the ex-dividend? Have you marked the answer? The right answer is number 1, the date before which you must own the stock to be entitled to the dividend. Okay. Number 13, the current market price per share multiplied by the total number of outstanding shares of that company will give you book value, market lot, basic EPS, market capitalization. Very simple question. The right answer is number 4, market capitalization. Number 14, only 4 more quiz are there. We will wind up. How easily you can buy, sell a share without affecting a share price is called liquidity, short selling, averaging down, and volatility. The 14th question is little tricky, but still you can find out the right answer. It is number 1, liquidity. That means the same concept what I gave you some time back about liquidity, it applies to share market also. You can buy. The other day, all of you know, Reliance issued a right issue, RIL. And my sister had some shares which she didn't want to invest further. So right issue, she wanted to renounce it. And we informed the broker just at 11:35, he said it is sold out at 184 rupees. Renouncement price. So that is the kind of liquidity Reliance Industries Limited has got. Huge turnover. You can buy, sell any moment of the market timings. Okay. Now the next question is 15, market financial situation which is characterized by the investors' confidence, optimism, positive expectation at both the results will continue is called as very simple, all of you know, it's a bull market. Number 2, bull market. 16, a low PE stock is always better than a high PE stock. What is your take on that, friends? False or true? It is false. Not necessarily, because it is depending on so many factors. PE. 17, Sensex is the barometer for the market behavior. It gives a general idea about whether most of the stocks have gone up or gone down. Is it true, false, or can't say? Yes, the answer is number 1, true. Let us go to the last question. A company with share price rupees 4,000 is much bigger than another company with share price rupees 120. Is it true or is it false or can't say? The right answer is can't say, because share price is not going to tell you about market capitalization. So friends, with this, I have a request to all of you. Make a note of my email ID. If you have any questions, please send a mail to me. I will be able to answer, not as a financial analyst, but as an investor for the last 35 years. And I have invested most of my money in share market, and I have profited. That means I made profit out of my share investment. The long-term investment I bet upon. And before closing, let me give you 5 mantras which I repeat in all the sessions of awareness program, like investment awareness program. Number 1 mantra is use your own funds. Please don't borrow and invest in any way. So use your own funds. Number 2 is portfolio changes. That means don't invest in the same basket. Invest in different portfolios. Number three, analyze them periodically. Whether your money is safe, whether your hard-earned money is giving you money, returns. Number four, don't go with the guidance of any broker or any relative or friends, because they have their own criteria of analysis, they have their own way of thinking. And number five, time bound. That means you have to analyze every 6 months or 1 year at least to find out whether your returns are good, whether investments are giving you returns. Okay. With that, let me thank you, Dr. Tehran, Sangeeta Tehran, and Satyug Darshan, and the principal for the opportunity given to me to conduct this beautiful webinar. And in fact, in the last 1 month, I have done 3 programs, and these programs have been well received by the participants, because I talked about practical things in our seminar. I have conducted more than 400 such seminars, all India level. So we go with our own conviction that what we have learned out of our experience, not with the various tables or various statistics. Now, let me show you some photographs which gives you a lot of stories about it. Each one has got a story in terms of investment planning. And this is a MSME platform. All the training, the professionals are from MSME ministry. Their pointed question was whether MSME will flourish, whether MSME investment is good. So I could tell them with facts and figures that as an entrepreneur, as an MSME owner, you will flourish in the days to come. Next one you see, recently I conducted a program on 17th of May. There were 3 important questions raised. Number one, the rule of 72 was repeatedly asked, how it has to be calculated, how it is going to guide you in terms of investment planning. So I could answer, but in case if some of you need further clarification, send me a note by email, I'll be able to answer you. And the next one is, we conducted a program for a chamber on how to write a will. It was an interesting session because people who were sitting were all above 50 years, but nobody had will ready on their hands. So all these kinds of things, the analysis will help you to plan properly right from the beginning, and your investment planning will be very. So with that, let me end the session with one more thank to all of the participants, all the organizers, and also I wish you stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for such wonderful words of wisdom. We really got deep insight into various concepts like how to manage our own personal investment planning, or risk management, or how to retire financial rich and poor, and much more. Thank you, sir. Now I request Mr. Mohit Kapil to please pass the queries and the questions by the participants to our guest speaker. Mohit, sir, please.
Thank you, Renu ma'am. Thank you, Renu ma'am. And thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful session for all of us.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there is a query from Professor Jeevan Kumar Chaudhary. The question is, returns on investment are very less and vulnerable. Customers and senior citizens are most sufferers. What should be the role of regulatory authorities like RBI and SEBI at this stage?
Yeah, very good question. Now, beware buyer. That is the dictum. As a senior citizen, nobody is going to help us out. I'm also a senior citizen, so nobody is going to help us with the interest rate or investment planning. Nobody is going to. You have to decide on your own, and that is why this session is being held now. The investment platform is totally depends on your decision, and you have to take a calculated decision on that. RBI or SEBI are not going to help you, or are not in a place to help you. Yeah. Next question, please.
All right, sir. And the next question is from Dr. Girish Goyal. And his question is how the financial balance be started between inflation, expenses, savings, and lifestyle.
Yes. See, these are the four important things you have to keep it in mind: return, liquidity, tax burden, and also your position. That is your financial position, your goals. Now, when you analyze all these things, you'll be able to find out that these are the financial product which are going to help you over a period of. There are three segments involved. You can keep a short-term goal, mid-term goal, and long-term goal. Based on those things, you can invest your money and you can accordingly plan. So other than that, as I've been repeatedly telling, it is all in your hands. It is your hard-earned money. You have to decide. You don't have to go with anybody else's guidance. You can take guidance, listen to them, but don't take their advice and invest according to their ideas. Yeah. Next question, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. So we have, sir, I have already, disseminated your email ID for, a personal interaction. So everybody, all the participants are requested to please, if you have any query, then you can personally, write the questions to Professor T.S. Vidyasagar. Over to Renu ma'am now.
Is it for Renu? Yes.
Yes, sir. Renu ma'am, am I audible? Sir, there is one more question.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you again. There is one more question from Dr. Sajid Khan. How do we make good decisions for investment?
Yes. See, I will go back to my slide. That will give you an idea about how to make proper decision. Thanks that you asked the question, because this is very important question which should this one. Your hard-earned money you should not lose. That is the prime objective. And at the same time, we should give you a good return. So these are the things. Inflation you should calculate, tax liability, and where are you going to invest, and whether you understand the concept well. If you are very good in share market, please invest your money, like what I have been doing it. And if you are comfortable with mutual funds, you can go with that. But in my case, I'm not for mutual funds. I never invested my money in mutual funds because I don't want somebody else to decide about my money. I want to decide on myself. Therefore, I invest in share market, whether it is secondary market or primary market or IPO, whatever it is there, I decide myself. I don't go with mutual funds, things like that. And the most important thing is this is hard-earned money. You should be able to decide by analyzing. Don't hurry up. You can do it leisurely. Analyze everything before investing. You will end up profitably and you will be happy. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Now I would like to invite Renu ma'am.
It was indeed a privilege to have Professor Vidyasagar as a guest speaker. His insightful lecture was truly informative. I would like to express my sincere thanks to our eminent speaker for sparing his precious time and enlightening us. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to thank Dr. M.N. Deshmukh, who always stand by us, guide and motivate us. And I express my deep gratitude to Dr. Sangeeta Turhan, who always encourage us to conduct such programs and work tirelessly to make it success. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your constant support. Now, heartfelt thanks goes out to FTP committee members, Mr. Mohit Kapil, Mr. Nitesh, Dr. Kailash, who who put in all their efforts in organizing this session effectively. And last but not least, a big thank you to our audience who graced us with their presence. Thank you all. And once again, before leaving, all the participants are required to please fill the feedback form, and shortly the e-certificates would be sent in your email inbox. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, organizers and participants.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.